you haven't put a TYE4 on before, it is kind of like a front closure bra. So you're just going to kind of bring your arms around into it, just like a bra. It can be a little bit of a pain. And then I've got TYE4X. It's one of the new ones. So I've got my Velcro closures. So some of you have an older model. I'm going to go up a little bit higher so you can see. So I'm going to Velcro it underneath my bust line. The TYE4 can go above the bust line. It can come above or below, kind of a personal preference. I'm going to just put my feet in the single loop. Just going to get one, going to get the other, and then I'm going to grab a hold of those arm bungees. I'm actually going to start with a front cross of my arm bungee. So I'm just going to cross it like an X across my chest. And I like to put both of my hands in the loops. So this is your double loop. Place both of your hands, your 4 fingers, just like we do on the reformer. And you've got that nice tight cross. Now I'm going to bring myself onto my back. So swing your legs around. Hopefully you've got your mat isn't crooked like mine. I hate a crooked mat. And let's bring ourselves down onto our back. Now I have that front cross. You see that X with my arms? I'm just going to pull and then I'm going to press down into the mat. I'm going to start with some breathing. So just inhaling and expand into that bungee. Blow the air out and just kind of tighten those abdominal muscles and lengthen through the spine. We're just going to take a couple more little breaths here. So I'm just kind of figuring out where I am in the space. I've got that bungee X across my ribs, so I'm not letting my back overarch, and I'm also not letting my ribs flay open. We're going to go into a neutral bridge. So I want you to push and pick everything up. We're going to do it 4 times. So I lift and I lower. I'm just coming up and down, pushing down into that bungee, pushing and pulling across the pelvis. This next one, stay at the top. Let's take little pulses here, tiny little pulse, tightening the gluteal muscles, everything in one piece. Bring it down in one piece. Let's repeat again, lifting up, push through your foot, pull through your bungee on those arms, 2 more. And then this next one, lift and stay up there and a little tiny pulse, just 4 little pulses, 3, 2, last one. Now soften and just roll down the spine. So I'm articulating. I'm going to curl my body up, pull those bungees. Oh, I haven't flexed my spine, so I may not be able to go very far, but I'm going to work towards going a little bit further, reaching the arms. Now I'm lifting my body, but most importantly, I want you to reach your fingertips through those bungees towards the ankles. One last one, hold it up there, pulse it up there, 4, 3, 2, 1, bring it down. We're going to go from the top, lift the hips up. Lower them down. We're combining the 2 patterns, lift and lower. 2 more, neutral bridge up and down. Last one, hold it at the top, pulse at 1, 2, 3, 4. Roll it down, curl the body up for 4. And down, and 3, reaching those fingertips. And 2, pulling into those bungees. Last one, and hold it there, a little tiny pulse, reach, 2, 3, 4, and bring it all the way down. I'm going to uncross my arm bungee. Uncross. I'm going to place my hand in those 2 loops because I like a nice tight fit there. Excellent. Now, the bungees can be assistive or resistive. I'm going to start with assistive. Now, I'm going to do a knee fold. I've got a hold of that leg bungee. I'm grabbing hold of that leg bungee, and I'm going to do a bicep curl. So I'm just doing a knee fold. I'm starting to warm up my hip. And let's just take a couple more. Now this would be assistive. Now I want to make it harder. So I'm going to take both of those bungees, both of those leg bungees, and I'm going to triangulate. That means I pull my arms out and I pull them down to the floor. I'm going to take that same knee fold. A lot more work here. Keep everything pulled together. Lifting and lowering, tapping that toe. And we're going to go to the other leg. Bicep curl to assist and tap. Lifting. Now I can make it an aggressive bicep curl, so I'm making it a little bit more about my arm, or I'm just doing a real gentle lifting and lowering. Now triangulate, pull it out and pull it down to the floor. I'm going to take that same knee fold here. Nice knee fold, just a couple more. And beautiful. Gonna go into a single leg stretch. Let's keep it here. Draw the knee in. So I'm triangulating, I'm making it a little bit more of a challenge. Reach it out and in. Out and in. So this would be resistive. I'm resisting into it. Now let's take assistive. Let's take a straight leg, lifting and lowering. So if you're someone that has tight hamstrings, the TYE4 really helps to facilitate that opening of the leg. Let's just take two more. Okay, hold it at the top. I'm going to take my opposite hand, my back hand, grab that bungee that the leg is in and pull it across your body, So I'm pulling down to my mat. I'm going to abduct and I'm going to adduct. So I'm opening it out to the side and I'm bringing it to center. I'm opening it out to the side and center. Let's just take three more here. And two, really pull with that arm, work that opposite arm. And beautiful, grab a hold of the both leg bungees. I'm triangulating again. And I'm going to take a leg circle here. So I'm making my leg circle a little bit more of a challenge by triangulating that leg bungee. And then reverse the direction. This would be resistive. Now, how about assistive? Grab a hold of it. Maybe you choke up on a little bit. Same circle, a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more hamstring stretch. Let's go the other directional. And then pull down. Now, that connection on the arch, you should be feeling a pretty deep hamstring stretch. Flex that foot and connect with your heel and think of the heel seat connection. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Let's triangulate and let's take that single leg stretch, bending in and out. Just a couple more here. Again, keeping it resistive, let's lift and lower that leg. Or if you've got those tight hands, maybe you're going to use that bungee to pick that leg up and control it down. Just a couple more here. Last one. I'm going to grab with my opposite arm and I'm pulling towards the center line of the body and just past it. Abduction, adduction. Little opening and closing. My leg is parallel and I'm trying to keep my pelvis quiet. Again, opening and closing. Okay, let's grab a hold of both of those leg bungees. Triangulation, pull to the floor and out. Small leg circle at the top. This is about control and resistance and just another opposite directional. And then let's grab a hold of that and pull down, get that nice hamstring stretch. And slowly bring it down. Now, I'm going to take those bungees and pull them out to the side. I'm going to bring one up into tabletop and the other. And I'm going to take an alternate single leg stretch. Now, my joke on this exercise is always that I say it's a Pilates temper tantrum. So embrace your inner 3-year-old and have your tantrum, but in control, right? We're not out of control. Now, curl the body up, pull the bungees out to the side walls, and let's take it into single leg stretch. One bending. Remember angle of leg. So monitor your back, one or the other. Really pull it out to the side. Okay, we're going to go into crisscross. We're going to go slow-mo. Twist to the bent leg. Notice my arms are reaching out on the diagonal. And then I go to the other side. So I'm rotating one and then I'm rotating to the other. Keeping the body lifted. Just a few more here. Last two. One more in each direction. I'll really pull those bungees. Work those arms. Legs come down. Now I'm going to take this back leg bungee and I'm going to bring it around my front leg. I'm going to take this front leg bungee and I'm going to bring it around my back leg. So I'm basically, it's bondage time. Okay, let's bring these legs into your tabletop. Push out into those bungees just a little bit. And we're going to take arm circles. I've got both of my hands are in both loops. I reach it overhead. I'm just doing range of movement, nice fluid movement through the shoulder joint. Let's take 2 more in this direction. Pushing out into that bungee. Feel the stability of your tabletop position. Reverse the arm direction. And comfortable range of movement and pulling into those bungees and curl the body up. Pulse here. Reach, reach, reach and bring it down. And 2 more, curl the body up. Now use those bungees, pull them to the wall in front of you. Push out into the leg bungee. Last one, curl the body up and pull. And 2, and 3, and 4, and release it down. Untangle yourself. They should just come apart pretty easily. We're going to go into the side leg series. So I want you to roll to your side. I'm going to take those 2 arm bungees and I'm just going to pull them down to the floor in front of me. So I've just got them down on the floor in front of me, letting my head relax here for a second. Bottom leg is bent. Now, again, assist, resist. So I'm going to start with assist. I'm going to just lift and lower. Now, I'm letting it go into lateral rotation because that kind of feels good right now. So comfortable range. And if you've got tight hips, sometimes this is a nice way to do it. Now, resist. Let's use those bungees, get our bang for our buck. I'm going to take that leg bungee and I'm pulling it forward and down towards the floor. And then my foot is parallel. I'm going to flex it. And I'm just going to do a little bit of that abduction, adduction. Little tiny lift and lower, abdomen in, and really pull that bungee. So you've got something to resist and lift into. Next one, hold it at the top. Small little circle here. Small little circle. Feel those gluteal muscles working. Let's go the other direction. Small little circle. Pulling into that bungee. Use that arm, use that leg. Okay, side leg lift into side leg swing. My leg is swinging forward. I'm going to push my palm back. So I'm activating my tricep on that bungee arm. Let's bring the leg back and push the palm forward. Again, pushing back with that palm, tricep activation, and forward. And just a couple more. And back, and just one last one. And we're going to take a delightful stretch here. Okay, I'm going to take this leg bungee and I'm bringing it behind me and kind of over my shoulder. And in this position, if we were doing yoga, it's almost like you're doing a dancer pose, stretching your quad and your hip. Now, that bungee gives you support. Try to let that quad and hip flexor relax for just a moment. Take those pubic bones and kind of push them towards the camera. Now we're going to push ourselves up to a mermaid. So unwind that bungee, use your arms, come all the way to a seated posture, and then let's lean towards the ankles. And then bring it to center. Now I'm going to take those bungees, those arm bungees, and remember I didn't get them crossed in front. I'm going to cross them behind my back. So I'm going to turn away so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. I'm going to just cross it and back. And then for this one, I'm still going to choke up because I do like to have a little bit more support for my back. So I've got both hands in loops. Now I'm going to bring myself onto my belly. So just kind of bring yourself laying down onto your abdomen. And we're going to take some spinal extension. My hands are reaching behind me. And we're going to start with the exercise, the fundamental called flight. So roll your shoulders back. Now use those arm bungees. Push into them like you're going to reach and touch your heels and then bring it down. We're going to do that 3 more times. Again, lifting, pulling down with that arm bungee and lifting. And it's not a big movement, just a little lift. We're just starting some extension. Now, I don't know about you, but I find extension a challenge. So I want more help. So I'm going to use those leg bungees. I'm grabbing hold of both of them. Now I'm going to pull the bungees, both the arms and the legs, towards my heels. And then I bring it back down. I'm going to do that 3 more times. So I'm pulling those leg bungees in the direction of my heels and the arm bungees with that back cross. And now, how can I make it a little bit more? I might open my arms out to the side. Again, pull to your heels, spread your wings, lift the body up, And one last one. Excellent. Okay, we're going to put ourselves into child pose. So push yourself back into child pose. And I'm going to just have you take a couple of breaths here. Breathe into that bungee that's crossed on your back. Expand into the back, blow the air out. Again, breathe into that bungee. And bring it to kneeling. I'm going to uncross my bungee. Going to bring them together. And guess what? I'm going to do the other side of my side leg series. So I'm going to actually face away from you for this one. Bottom leg is bent. I'm going to grab a hold of that leg bungee and I'm going to do assisted. So I'm lifting and I'm lowering that leg. Lifting, and notice my arm is helping me. That bungee is helping me. One more. So assisted. Now I want to make it more challenging. Take that leg bungee, pull it forward and down, and then lift into that resistance. Concentrate on it being parallel and in alignment. Now hold it up there, small circle, and then let's circle it the other way. And we're going to go into that dancer stretch. I take this bungee and I bring it behind me. I'm bringing it over my shoulder, and then I'm allowing that quad and that leg to relax into that resistance. So it's supporting my leg and it's allowing me to get some nice hip extension. And then let's bring ourselves to our mermaid. Unwind, give yourself a side lean. And guess what? Back to extension. Grab those arm bungees. Cross them, X marks the spot behind your back. Hands go into those loops. And let's bring ourselves onto our abdomen. Now we're going to go straight in to that back extension that we were doing. So I'm going to grab a hold of my leg bungees. I'm going to pull and I'm going to lift. And I bring it back down. Let's do that again. Pull and lift. And bring it back down. Now pull and lift. See if you can lift the legs as well, and maybe you flutter them. Now my arms are pulling down towards my heels and out to the side. If it's too much of a load on your back, keep the feet down and just focus on staying lifted. And then let everything release. We're going to bring ourselves to sit. So push yourself to a seated posture. And I'm going to keep my my arm bungees in that back cross. Okay, this is one of my favorite uses of the TYE4. I was doing a roll-up with the back cross. So I'm going to grab a hold of those leg bungees because I want help. As much help as I can get. So I'm pulling my arms, both leg bungees and arm bungees forward. Find yourself sitting nice and tall and then extend the legs out. If that's uncomfortable, feel free to have them knees back. Now I'm going to start by that tucking under of my pelvis, and I'm using this resistance so that I can actually do what a roll-up is about, which is spinal articulation. Inhale, crack, curl the arms, so I've got that bicep support, curl the body up, coming up, and you can hear my voice, I'm exhaling because I'm coming up. Now pull your arms to the floor, lift your heart, and let's look to that ceiling in front of us, little spinal extension. Again, reach the arms forward, straight back, reach it forward, and let's roll it back down again. Again, bicep curl for assist. Now, the straighter your arm is, the less help you're going to get. More I bend it, the more help I'm going to get. And I really want you to come up slowly. So don't rush through it. Once you get here, lift through the spine. Let's see if you can lean forward with that grounding down of those leg bungees, right? I'm triangulating and I'm pulling down. Now reach those bungees forward and roll it all the way down. We're just going to come up one more time. And bicep curl to assist. All the way to the top. And all the way down, lifting. I'm going to uncross it. So uncross it. Again, I like both of those loops on my hands. You can try one or the other, but I'd say for right now, let's use them both. Okay, guess what? I'm going to do the same exercise. It's going to feel very different without that back crossing. So reach your arms out in front of you. Let's roll down as slowly as we can. Once you get down here, reach those bungees out, open your chest. So I'm just kind of pulling them away from my center. Again, pull them towards your feet as you come up. So I can pull and get some assistance, bring it down and lift. Not much. And then last one, we're going to roll down. We're actually going to stay down. Excellent. Let's bring those legs up towards the ceiling. Okay, working those inner thigh muscles. Feet in Pilates stance, heels together, toes apart. Triangulation. Pull those bungees all the way out to the side. Draw the heels together as tight as you can, and we're just going to open and close the leg. Now, this exercise is about the closing, right? I can feel my inner thighs working on that closure. And just one more. And I'm going to keep that triangulation. I'm going to go to parallel, and I'm going to do my scissor legs. That's a straight leg up and down. Now, curl the body up, right? Bring the body up, pull those bungees out to the side. I'm still working those legs and those arms. Crisscross, rotate to the straight leg, rotate to the straight leg. Let's take 4 more. And 3, really pull out on those bungees. And 2, 1 more. Excellent, last one. And beautiful. Now, bottoms of the feet are going to come together, and I'm going to bring my legs down into a diamond shape. You can call it the butterfly. It's a lot of names. Now, my leg bungees are on the inside. I'm going to do an assisted stretch. So I've got a hold of those bungees. I'm pulling down, but this time what it's doing is stretching my inner thigh, right? So I'm pulling into that stretch of the inner thigh. Try to relax it. Now let's work it. So instead of stretching, I'm pulling down, and I'm going to pull up and down. Now think about your gluteal muscles here. Really pull down into the bungee. You dictate how much resistance you have. Those bungees give you quite a bit of resistance. You can make it a little bit less by maybe not pulling down so hard, but I'd like to see you work those muscles. Okay, we're going to do the same pattern, but the legs are in the air. So I'm pulling into those legs, and I'm pulling in and out. That's it. Pull down and out with those bungees. Feel that resistance. Really pull into it. And last 2. And last 1. Bring those feet down into that diamond shape. And let's give it that assisted stretch that we just did. So just kind of allow it to stretch there for a moment. And we're going to take both of our knees to the camera. So I'm going to stack my knees. We're taking a knee sway with the rotation. Now I'm going to take both of my arm bungees, and I'm going to reach cross body. Now I want you to really pull with those arms. So I'm not just twisting and collapsing. I'm really actively stretching. So arms are reaching one direction, knees are reaching the opposite direction. Keep it reaching there, and then bring it through the middle. We're going to do the same thing going the opposite direction. Allow the legs to go across, and then reach those arms cross body. Now, what I always find interesting, reach those arms and release the legs. You find which shoulder and arm are tighter, right? By how far you can reach those arms, but really pull into that resistance. And slowly bring it to center. We're going to find our child's rest one more time. So let's bring ourselves up onto those knees. Now in child's pose, your knees can be together or they can be apart. I personally, on my body, I like them apart and dropping my chest and abdomen through my legs. So let's find that child pose. Arms are going to start out in front of us, and we're going to sit back into the heels. Let the back stretch there for a moment. And we're going to take a little spinal rotation here. So let's bring it onto all fours And I'm gonna have you take the arm that's closest to the camera, lift it up. We're gonna thread the needle here. Let's take that arm, slip it under the back arm and slide out. Now in this position, I want you to take 2 breaths. Breathe into your back bungee. Breathe into that TYE4 that's across your back. And another breath here. And let's bring it back up. We're going to do the same thing with the rotation going the opposite way. Back arm lifts and we take that rotation. And then let's slip that arm under and sit it back. Both arms reaching out as far as you can. Breathing into that back strap. And onto all fours. Now you feel that bungee support behind you. So we're going to just do 2 cats and 2 cows. So push through the heel of the hand, lift that upper back and lift it up into that back support. And then bring it back to a neutral and then drop it and let's arch into our cow. Now just one more time, push through the heel of the hand, feel the resistance of the arm bungees and that support of the strap on your back through a neutral and into that arch spine. And let's bring ourselves just to sitting. So my focus today was using the TYE4 for assistance as well as resistance. And it's really a wonderful support because you can feel your back being supported. You can feel the weight of your leg being supported. So if you're someone that has tight hamstrings, what I've found in classes that I've taught using the TYE4 is I find that clients that had difficulty making a connection with their shoulder, making a difficulty just connecting with their body, it gave them a lot more information when they were moving. And it was really interesting. Some of the most insightful things were said by very beginner clients because they actually were getting what I had been talking about prior when I was teaching a Pilates mat class. So I hope this gives you, I know it was a brief class, but I hope it gives you a little bit of information. I tried to do as few crossings. If you go on the Physical Mind website, there's lots of videos that we have and stuff about different kinds of crossings that you can do. I just wanted it to be a little bit more basic on our use of the bungees. So it really, it's just whatever you create. I mean, it's a way to be creative in your classes. And like I said, with beginning students, I was just really so amazed at how, you know, they may have studied mat with me for like a long time and they never really got the connection until they put that TYE4 on. So I hope that helps you in your Pilates practice. I don't know if we are allowed to do questions or anything. I know we sometimes do that in Zoom classes. If you want to unmute and ask a question, don't mind me, I've got to do this to see you. We'll see you, the writing of you. Okay. Oh, good. Doesn't it make you want to play? I love that. But it does, you know, it just taking your mat exercises and yep. And play with the idea of assist, resist. Because it's a completely different animal. And it's the same thing with the crossing of the arm bungees or the triangulation you felt with the leg bungees. It'll be very interesting, the muscles that you find. If you don't have one of the new versions, I would definitely recommend. I know, Linda, you've got one of my old ones. These new ones, I mean, honest to God, the resistance has been amped. Yes, it's a tactile approach. That's exactly right. I don't know about you guys, but I'm barrel chested. So whenever I take Pilates class, I have to so think about my ribs that want to flay open. And so for me, as soon as I put on the TYE4, and if I did that front crossing that we did when we started with our breath, it really made me connect with that idea of don't allow those ribs to just pop open. Now they can move. We don't want to restrict our breathing, but it gives you that sensation of support. So I don't know, Joan, do you want to add anything?
Anyone see me? No. Yeah, physical
Yeah, we can.
I tell you that I see now that people are finding this, that there are going to be a lot of questions, but a woman, this is very interesting, a woman just discovered it, and she's in a country way far from the US, and she doesn't speak English very well. And so what happened was she ordered these, and it's very difficult to get where she is, the product, but she figured out a way. And then she went on in an email and told me all her multiple certifications, and she's Polestar certified, and she's taken workshops with Michael King and Herdman and everybody else. And she said, so I will be able to teach TYE4. She meant not just to clients, but maybe do teacher training. So this all happened yesterday. And so she has this traditional background, heavy on all these workshops. And I said, I think so, but the most important thing is to liberate your mind. Your body's okay, is to liberate your mind. And that, I think, is what we'll see, is people have to be able to be creative. They can follow something, but then when they're alone, they'll play. Right? And that's a very different approach than, I've been doing Pilates for 60 years, right? Nobody had this much to move, right? You had to do exactly what you were told. And this is changing it, and people want to be freer anyway. So anyway, thank you for doing this. And everybody else, I'm sure, has enjoyed it. I did. And we'll go on, right?
And I realized when I started, I don't even know if I introduced myself. So my name is Michelle Hoyos, in case you were wondering. I didn't think about it. I wanted, chop. I wanted us to get.
But I think everybody knows you, and they'll know more soon.
Okay.
Okay. Bye-bye, everybody.
Thank you all for coming, and everybody have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.